Hey everyone, if you're serious about espresso but don't want to drop four figures on a commercial machine, is the Rocket Espresso Appartamento TCA actually worth the investment? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've had the pleasure of putting this machine through its paces for a couple of months now, and I've got to say, it's been a game changer for my daily espresso routine. First off, let's talk about the design. Rocket went back to the drawing board and came up with something that looks like it belongs in a Milanese cafe rather than on your kitchen counter. The copper accents give it that classic Italian vibe, and the build quality is solid enough that it doesn't feel like a toy. I mean, this thing is built to last, with a sturdy stainless steel body and a weighty presence that tells you it's a serious piece of equipment. The black and copper color scheme is sleek and modern, and it looks great in my kitchen. But it's not just about looks, of course. The real question is, how does it perform? One of the things that really stands out about the Appartamento TCA is its temperature control. The hybrid PID setup lets you dial in the exact brew temperature you want, which is huge if you're chasing that perfect 93 degrees Celsius sweet spot. I've found that I can get consistent extractions whether I'm using a light roast Ethiopian or a darker Italian blend. And the best part is, it's incredibly easy to use. Just turn the dial to your desired temperature, and the machine takes care of the rest. This level of control is usually reserved for commercial machines, so it's a real standout feature in a home espresso machine. Another feature that I've really come to appreciate is the standby mode. After 30 minutes of inactivity, the machine drops to a lower temperature to save energy, but it's ready to go again in seconds when you need it. This might not sound like much, but it's saved me from wasting water and time waiting for the machine to heat up during morning rush hour. And let's be real, who doesn't hate waiting for their coffee in the morning? It's those little touches that make a big difference in your daily routine. The RGB indicator light is another surprisingly useful feature. It changes color based on what the machine is doing: blue for heating, green for ready, orange for standby, so you can glance over and know exactly what's going on without having to hover over it. This might seem like a small detail, but it's actually really helpful when you're multitasking in the kitchen. You can be making breakfast, getting the kids ready for school, or whatever else you need to do, and you can still keep an eye on your espresso machine without having to constantly check on it. One of the things that I was a bit concerned about when I first got the Appartamento TCA was the size of the water tank. At 2.5 liters, it's on the smaller side, especially if you're making multiple coffees in a row. However, I've found that it's actually not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. Sure, you might need to refill the tank a bit more often than you would with a larger machine, but it's not a huge inconvenience. And besides, the machine is so compact and stylish that it's worth the occasional refill. Speaking of compact, the Appartamento TCA is actually pretty small for an espresso machine. It's not tiny, by any means, but it's definitely designed to fit on your kitchen counter without taking up too much space. And despite its compact size, it's still a pretty heavy machine, around 25 pounds, so moving it around isn't something you'll want to do often. But that's not necessarily a bad thing either. I mean, this machine is built to stay put and provide you with years of reliable service, so it's not like you'll need to be moving it around all the time. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, isn't this machine just a fancy toy for coffee snobs? But the truth is, the Appartamento TCA is a serious piece of equipment that's designed to provide you with the best possible espresso experience. It's not just about the looks or the features, it's about the quality of the espresso it produces. And in that regard, this machine delivers. Every Appartamento TCA is handcrafted in Milan, which means you're getting the same attention to detail you'd expect from a commercial machine, just scaled down for home use. So, is the Rocket Espresso Appartamento TCA worth the investment? If you're someone who cares about the taste of your espresso and wants a machine that can keep up with your skills, I'd say absolutely. It's not the cheapest option out there, but it's a step above most home machines in terms of build and performance. And when you consider the quality of the espresso it produces, I think it's well worth the cost. The link is below if you want to take a closer look.